So I got a 15-minute window to kind of express my deepest and most intimate opinions about Call of Duty World War II. The developer obviously is Sledgehammer Games, and I really wasn't expecting Sledgehammer Games, after making Advanced Warfare 2, at all have anything to do with a World War II shooter, but apparently they decided to go down that route. So I thought, they got my attention. Then I played the beta, and I had fun with the beta, and I primarily played, I think the only thing I played, or that was available, was the war mode, which was really interesting. However, it was only one map, and I felt kind of disappointed. I wish it was another operation of that. And ironically, there is another operation in multiplayer that I played, which is pretty fucking sweet. But now, I want to talk about two things in this video. I'm going to talk about the campaign, and I'm going to talk about multiplayer. And in a separate video, I'm going to talk about zombies, because I haven't played that yet. I will get to that, and I kind of want to do my first impression video on everything. Then I'm going to, with some time, do what they call like an actual review. And then after I spend, at least a month playing this game, I'll do another review on it. When I have, had extensive amount of time playing the game, so I can do something more legitimate. So it's not something, where I'm going off of like, oh, just because I had a bad experience, then I'm going to make a really shitty ass, review video. No, I want to give it a, give it a chance and do something more truthful and legitimate. Basically, most people they'll play first 15-20 minutes of a game, and their first impressions are, if they have a bad experience in multiplayer, to be like, oh, the game's ass and we don't like it, but see, like, honestly speaking, my first game I did completely like shit. That's why I didn't record it, because I haven't played it in a while. I was playing other games. I was playing third-person shooters like Ghost Recon, and I was playing Titanfall, so completely different games and everything. So now, going back to Call of Duty is kind of like, holy shit, it's been a while since I played this. And plus, I didn't play Infinite Warfare. I didn't get that game because Infinite Warfare was complete trash. I think, Activision and all three developers need to do everything they can to cover up the existence of Infinite Warfare, because that's how bad it was. It's so bad that we need to basically erase that from the minds of the Call of Duty community, because that game was complete fucking ass. I played like the little weekend trial thing that they gave out to people, and I was like, this game is complete fucking ass. That's basically just, kind of going towards Infinite Warfare. So when this thing came out, like the idea and concept of Call of Duty back on boots on the ground, World War II, I already knew that they're going to have supply drops, most likely weapon variants, because Treyarch had weapon variants in Advanced Warfare. So I already had that prediction, but I didn't really want to talk about it because it's not my concern nor my business, and I really don't give a shit about it, because I'm not going to spend my hard-earned money on shit that is irrelevant. I think supply drops in general, if people really wanted to, kind of get rid of the idea of supply drops, for them to not exist in the gaming industry at all, don't support that, don't buy it. Simple as that. And if you're interested in getting something that you want, then yeah, spend money on it. But, it's based on how you want to go about it. So now I'm going to actually talk about the campaign, because that was like my first bulletin or point that I wanted to talk about. When it comes to the campaign, the first thing I noticed, that it seems that it's a good narrated, and just in general a good story. Just from the very start, the very first mission opens up like, wow, holy shit, was my reaction, and it was very intense, very like powerful, like dirty and grimy, just as I expected it. And D-Day, bullets flying everywhere, body parts and blood and shit everywhere. I mean, the only thing that was really missing is like, like some weird, strange, abnormal shit happening in the background that you notice, and you're like, okay, what is that cat doing? It's something like that. Something so outlandish and crazy, on the sides. That's the only thing that was missing. Like a cow being abducted by aliens or some shit like that in the background as you're going up on the beach. That would have just been the icing on the cake, or the cherry on top. So what I'm trying to say is that the very beginning, the very first mission, really spectacular, lots of action. I really, really fucking liked it. I really did enjoy it. And overall, I feel like it's going to be I haven't finished it, for the record. I believe that it's going to be a great fucking story. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with the campaign. I'm probably going to replay it. But I've kind of came to accustomed to do this thing where I don't even give a fuck about the campaign. I'm going to go straight to multiplayer. So for the most part, I did that with Black Ops 3 because I really didn't give a shit really about the campaign. Same thing with whatever game was before that, which I don't really give a fuck about either. Yeah, so it's just like, I did do the campaigns like somewhat, but eventually later. But I always started on multiplayer first. So overall, the campaign I really did enjoy. I thought it was really interesting and neat. Like I said, a great fucking story. And I feel like the graphics in this game are slightly better. Maybe it was just the cinematic aspect of it in the very beginning. I don't want to do a comparison because I don't want to ruin this game for myself. But most likely, the graphics are not much better. Or maybe they're the same as the previous game. I don't know. I don't want to do, like I said, I don't want to do that comparison because I don't want to ruin something that has potential. I mean, obviously, there's always room for improvement for any game that's developed by any developer. There's always that room for improvements. So now I'm going to talk about Call of Duty World War II multiplayer, because that is probably the most interesting part of the game. And I feel that there's been, a few minor, like, kind of almost like secret, hidden, top secret fucking changes to the game. It feels that, some of the weapons have had minor buffs or nerfs or just minor little tiny, like, incisions where you probably won't even notice changes. But one of the big changes that actually came up is I noticed a lot of fucking people were bitching about the whole, the game doesn't have recoil, it's like shooting a laser gun. Well, yeah, unfortunately they had that in the beta, that's why it's a fucking beta. And regardless, I still had fun with the beta. Now, they did add recoil, but it's not really much more recoil. It's enough for you to notice a difference. But some weapons, like that PPSH whatever, or the Papashek, I think it's called. I don't fucking know. It's that weapon that the Russian military used during World War II. That thing has literally no recoil. And pretty much that's the only weapon that doesn't really have recoil that I noticed. And I think maybe the Waffle 28 or 88 or whatever the hell it's called. But I only picked that up and used it once or twice. But for the most part, you can see most weapons, they have a decent amount of recoil and all that kind of shit. So I'm hoping that people are happy that we have recoil in the game now. When it comes to gameplay, it really depends on what you're playing. I played a little bit of hardcore. I played a little bit of domination, team deathmatch, free-for-all, and then obviously the war game mode. And as of right now, my favorite still and will continue to be is the war game mode, which is just fantastic and wonderful as a whole. I like the idea of it being like an operation, and I wish they could really expand on that and maybe make the maps way the fuck bigger, a lot more options, and whole hell of a lot more to do. That would be fucking cool as hell. And I almost want to imagine what this would look like in like Modern Warfare, if they had this in Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2 or something like that, or in Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2. I think this would have been like, they should definitely be in the ballpark of the war game mode and focus on creating shit around that, making that better in the next Call of Duty or something like that. That really won me over when it comes to the game. But everything else, it's just basically like same old Call of Duty. Nothing has changed. People still fucking camp, head glitch. I'm pretty sure, there'll be occasional cheaters that you'll come across. I haven't really experienced anything abnormal yet. And I don't know what else to say, really. I can't believe I've been actually commentating impromptu. No rehearsal, nothing. Completely just going off of, first thought that pops in my head about Call of Duty for over 9 minutes now. That's amazing. I'm proud of my fucking self. I have to say, I like the game, but I feel like, I don't know, like, I had like that moment where I got a little bit frustrated and a little bit angry, kind of like, you know, how back in the day, you know, when people were still like trying to get used to Call of Duty, it was still like a new thing. So like, let's say like Modern Warfare 2, you know, as an example, like I was already much better in Modern Warfare 2 when it comes to the multiplayer, but I was still learning the game and I was still basically a noob. So now playing this game, I feel like going from, you know, hoppity hop, fucking bunny hops, doing fucking 10,000 or 1080 no scopes, fucking through this fucking sky in Black Ops 3 and Advanced Warfare, and all that fucking trash movement mechanics. Now going back to boots on the ground kind of fucked me in my mind. So I keep trying to jump like I'm jumping in Black Ops 3. You know, I keep thinking Advanced Warfare, so I'm confusing myself when it comes to controls. It's almost like my brain sees basically Call of Duty and it registers Call of Duty, so it instantly thinks bunny hops, jumping off of walls, wall riding, and all that other bullshit. So it's almost like, and I make mistakes, and then obviously it's more challenging. You have to actually learn the maps, learn the spawns, learn the weapons, and learn everything. So now going back to learning the shit, actually learning everything in the game is much more difficult than how it was in Black Ops 3, where it felt like my brain was going numb because I wasn't doing anything except run or move, run, jump, wall run, aim, shoot, or spray. That's literally those were like the only real things that I did in Black Ops 3, and I felt like I was writing down I'm getting fucked on like the chalkboard 100,000 times over in Black Ops 3. So in this one, it's kind of like now I'm writing like an actual fucking 5-page essay for college, and it's due tomorrow, you know, as an example. So it's like, oh shit, there's a lot of things that my brain has to adjust to, because I was so used to having shit so easy and just stale and numbing and just you know, kind of a reaction. And now I actually have to focus on, you know, what guns are good, what attachments are good, what perks are good, you know, how I'm going to move across the map, what are potential spawns, how I'm going to outwit players that are actually legitimately better than me, to get, you know, maybe an extra kind of like shitty punch at them, you know, where I can, you know, catch them off guard and get that extra point by taking them down. Like, what am I going to do? Like, now I have to actually develop a strategy and I have to think about it. So I was just mindlessly, without thought, running into shit and dying continuously. I swear I had a game where I died like 20 times in a fucking row. And I blame Black Ops 3, I blame Advanced Warfare, I blame Call of Duty Ghosts, I blame all those shitty ass games that Call of Duty just shit out of their asshole in the last couple of years. You know, because the whole aspect and idea of you actually have to have a thought process, it's just like, those are my reactions about the multiplayer. I like it, it's fun, it's challenging, but it's not too hard, it's not overwhelming. It's like I just want to make that out there. It's not overwhelming. You know, it's only going to take me another maybe hour or two, and I'll be, you know, back to the usual, like, I got it, I understand it, I know what to do, I know what strategy I'm going to go with and how I'm going to play the game. But because I only really spent 2, 3, 4 hours at the max on this game, so I'm thinking, to be fair, you know, I need to give myself, you know, my rule is at least 8 hours worth of gameplay, you know, in multiplayer, where I can feel confident enough, because you have to learn the maps, learn the guns, learn the strategies, and then you have to learn spawns. I think I already said that, but then you have to learn how everyone else plays so that you can not lose and win. So yeah. So it is really interesting. I am having fun with it. I had a few frustrating moments. Hopefully I get over it. As of right now, out of, you know, let's say from 0 to 10, I would give Call of Duty, for a campaign, I'll give them a solid 8. And for multiplayer, I'll give them like a 6 as a right. Well, no, 7. I'll give them a 7. I'll be fair. I'll give their multiplayer a fucking 7. But I am the Mitten. That's all I got to say. Hopefully my review will change with time. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. Hopefully you enjoyed the long video with the long commentary. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit that bell and all that other good shit. Peace.